Hey, Ronnie Dale, fourwheelingwesternaustralia.com, and today I'm going to review my dog. No, I'm reviewing a tent in his bag. Okay, this is the OZTent JET Bunker tent. I may have said it wrong. Not in its original bag though, because the original bag kind of sucks because it's so tight. Like a lot of things, the original bags that come with a lot of camping gear are too tight. So this is in fact a bag made by Drifter. Here is the cover for the tent, and this is the tent itself. What you're about to see here, this is the tent set up now obviously. We will rewind back so you can see me setting it up. This review is very serious. I have been in this tent for over 65 days, or 65 nights I should say. More than that, it's probably more like 70 or 80 or something up there. I've just lost count. I've been in rain, hot, cold, even frost in the desert, frosty conditions. So you're going to get every single detail on this tent that you will need to know. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we go. This will be a bit of a pro. What are you doing, Marley? He's chasing marsh flies. You're not happy today. Okay, this is one of the pros about this tent, and this is one of the main things I like about it. It is so quick to set up when you don't get tangled. One, two. This is the cover. Now you'll note there's a few tears in this. I'll get to that. That's one of the cons. You'll note there's a separate cover. And this is something I really like, because if the cover is wet, it's been raining and you've got to pack up, you've got to get moving. Especially if you're someone like me, you camp, travel each and every day. You need to be able to pack up fairly quick. So if you don't have time to wait for your tent to dry, you pack this separately and you put the actual stretcher part of the tent into your bag. That stays dry, this stays wet. When you get to your next camp, hopefully you get there in sunlight, it can dry out there. And if it's not dry, it doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much the tent set up right now. Now, if it rains, you're going to have to peg this down to the ground, as you'll see on your screen. You must peg this down, because if you do not, rainwater will pool here. Okay? If you peg this down and it's taut, the water will come down and actually run down this line, and no water will drip through it. If you don't do that, the water will drip through, like it will in most cases. Around the edges of the tent, you have these hooks here, which you hook around there. You do this on all four corners. This tent has 3 entries. This is a front entry, which you wouldn't use to enter it. You use this to pack it up with. So you open up this end here and you roll up your sleeping bag, and if you have an inflatable mattress, you roll it up too. Why would you have an inflatable mattress? Well, because it is a stretcher. There's a little bit of, softness to it, but it is not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. You will need a inflatable mattress with this thing, a self-inflatable mattress, or one of those real thin ones. Then it actually works really well with comfort sleep. If you don't have that, you're not going to get a great sleep. So keep that in mind when you price one of these up to buy. Add a decent inflatable mattress with it. The main sides you will use for getting in and out are the side bits. So you can get in here, you can get in from the other side, and that is one thing that I do like. And look, most swags and tents and stuff have a dual access entry, because you may, depending on which way the ground slopes, you'll put it on one side or the other, and then you prefer to come out one side than the other side, if you get what I'm saying. It is a very, very light tent. This tent has blown away from me 3 times. Twice I've had to chase it. Once the gust of wind really comes up, this tent will just, there's no weight to it, it just flies. Okay, you have to chase this thing down. So you can actually peg it down, but I just find a windbreak and put it there. So that is actually a bit of a pro, being so light, but it's also a con in windy conditions. The big things I like about this specific tent here, or this bunker tent, is for one, you can put it on any surface. There's rocks underneath me here. If I had a swag, I'd have a hard time finding somewhere where I'll get a good sleep because these rocks are gonna come up. This is on its own stretcher. So the advantage of that is you can put it anywhere you like. The disadvantage though, is you will get no insulation from the ground. So your heat on cold nights, this tent is no good. If you're in a cold climate country, don't even look at this tent twice, okay? Don't even look at it once. However, in Australian conditions, especially Western Australia, it is a bloody good tent for weather-wise, because if it's too hot, you just take this whole cover off and you got the fly net. That's what's really good about it. Another thing that's really good, I could take my boots off, I'll slide it underneath the tent. It's out of the way. Now why is that so cool? Because I usually have my clothing bag under here. You're laying inside your tent, you wake up, open your bag, grab some clothes out, grab some new jocks, get changed in here. There's enough room to actually get changed in. There's enough room to take your shirt off and put it back on. And then you change and you can get out. So it's a bit of a privacy room too. Your clothes are right here, everything's right there. It's got pockets on the inside so you can put your torches and things in. So that was a lot of pros there. An issue with this tent. These zippers are so small, okay? Which, you know, I guess something you can live with. However, when you zip these up sometimes, it can get caught in the material. Let me see if there's one that I have here. Oh, here we go. Oh, there you go. It's like the zipper's kind of separated. Oh, damn. I just made it even worse now. Okay, I think you can see my pain here. That wasn't actually the problem I wanted to show you. The problem I wanted to show you was when you zip it, sometimes it catches on the material. Now I can't make it do it now, which is funny enough, because always when you want to make it do it, it doesn't do it. But when you don't want it to do it, it bloody well does it. It gets caught in this material and it is so annoying, so annoying. It gets jammed and you got to get pliers and stuff out. Look guys, if you can make these zippers just one size bigger, maybe two sizes bigger, you know, the big zips, easier for your hands on cold winter mornings. These little zips, you know, they're a pain. Now I'll get on to the next bit I don't like. Oh, hello. I can nearly put my whole hand through this hole here. That hole has come about from a zipper getting caught. That was, which zipper was that? That was the outside zipper. This was loose, it got caught in it. So the zippers I was telling you about, it was out here and caught it. That's how that one happened. Now, yeah, that is user error, so that is my own damn fault, but something you need to be aware of. This material is really, really flimsy. It does keep the tiny midges out, which are like really small insects like mosquitoes that come in, they suck your blood, and they give you little, you know, scabs all over your body. That's an issue we have here in Australia, a bit like sandflies. But that's where this fine mesh comes in handy. A lot of people overseas are always wondering, why do you have mesh so fine? Well, it's because we've got these little blood-sucking bloody little things. On here, these little tears here, that is from packing the tent up. Packing this tent up is so easy, man. Drop these down, pull your bags out from underneath so they don't get caught. And then, basically, lay it down like this and you're done. Put the strap around it. Obviously you don't try and pick up so much debris. I don't have a ground shed underneath here, I normally do. Put the strap around it, put it back in the bag. This thing here, you just shove in the bag with it. Just beware, when you do put it in and you pull it back out, just beware you have these metal hooks here. They go anywhere near this mesh material, like I just spoke about before, it will tear it. Another thing you've got to look out for, when you pack this up, sometimes you can get that over like this and you don't really know. that's how you damage it too. So you actually have to be really careful when you pack it up. As quick as it is to pack up, you've got to be really careful with it. And my final thoughts and recommendations of this tent. Do I recommend this tent to people? Hell yes I do. This is a really good tent, just not on cold days. Now a bit of extra information you need to know. I use I'm pretty sure to say pronounce it, a Delaney inflatable mattress and a Delaney sleeping bag. Now my sleeping bag's only rated to +6. Okay, so in frosty cold conditions, if you have a decent sleeping bag, it may actually not be too cold in there. But I'll tell you what, on a frosty night in the desert, in the winter, man, this thing, you almost get hypothermia in this thing, to be honest. I had to put this right next to a fire once. It was that bloody cold in here. This is so thin, the heat just comes out. So look, if you're in a hot climate, definitely a good tent. You can put it anywhere. Like, this is a good tent. There's no doubt about it. The only thing is, just sort out these bloody zippers, fellas. That's my only real complaint about the whole thing. If you'd like to support the creation of unbiased reviews like this, or you'd like to see more unbiased reviews, check out the channel. But there's patreon.com/RonnieDale up there. You can subscribe here. And thank you very much for watching. There is a video somewhere on the screen with another review on a different tent. Swag. Maybe a tent, maybe a swag, who knows. Check it out. See ya.